Tonell.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about
Empire last night.
Wait, tell me first, how many times did you watch it?
I watched it, 2.5. I stopped myself halfway through the third time watching it because I was getting too full of cookies.
I get that. I watched it a couple of times myself. The ending probably about 3 or 4 times.
Well, yeah.
Well, let's talk about it.
Well, okay. First off, Cookie was off the chain the whole night.
Cookie was marvelous the whole time.
Though, I mean, I can't even repeat some of the stuff she said because my upbringing just won't allow me to do it. I mean, just a few of her one-liners. My favorite one, though, was when she was like, Yoko, can you play the tambourine?
That was good, but you know what my favorite part was? When she told Anika, oh yeah, he told you about that, but did he tell you we also slept together last night?
Yes.
In the studio.
And then she ended it by going, you're so pretty. She reminded me, I have an aunt that sometimes she'll end something by saying, thank God you're pretty.
And then walk away, and Anika was like,
walk away.
You could tell she was furious.
She had so many drop the mic moments in last night's episode.
But let's go back, even before that moment.
Yeah.
Let's go back, because I felt like Lucius was going to tell her that it was over, Anika, it was over, when she walked in the room. Because he said, I had something to talk to you about.
Right. It seemed like it. Or I felt like Lucius suddenly became this really, really simple man. Like, all of a sudden, he's playing with them like one's a hood rat and one's a suburban girl. And he's going to play them off of each other.
See, I'm feeling something different on this.
Are you?
I feel as soon as she threw down with, why did you have my dad write that note for you or that letter so your company could go private? Lucius is very possessive of that company. He's going to say and do whatever to protect the company. And that's what I feel.
But also, I felt like she was using it as a chip. When she walked in the door, she's like, well, I got something on him.
Yes.
And he's not going to be able to get rid of me as quickly as he thinks he can.
Marry me tomorrow.
Because I got this on him. Marry me tomorrow. My thing is, it's like trying to become a member of a club that doesn't want you.
I know. It was almost sad for her to even go that route.
I know, because she's got to remember. Now, last time we talked, I was not having Boo Boo Kitty. I was tired of her. I said she was colorless. But now she's got all the colors of the rainbow.
She's getting a lot of spunk now.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, this can work out. But I want to also talk about Jamal.
Yeah.
What did you think about the way Jamal came out in that song?
I am for anyone allowing their truth to be told.
Exactly.
And I am for him telling his truth. Like, you can ask me about somebody else and I'll tell you that's not my truth to tell. That's my thing.
Right.
That's not my truth to tell. However, I worry that coming out in such a way at that moment kind of did you see Lucius's face?
I know.
And in this age of, like, say this was real life, if that was, I don't know, Puffy's son.
Right.
That would play out all through social media, just close-ups of his face. So I'm a little worried about, that's the only thing that made me pause.
It was mixed for me too, and I mean, I am glad that he is out because he was holding back on
Right, he needed to, for the music and for himself.
I didn't know if that was the right venue because he knows how his dad feels about that. I didn't know if they should have had a private moment and then talked about,
or at least let him know,
Dad, I'm going to do this.
Heads
Give him
up.
a heads up.
Heads up.
I mean, Lucius then canceled the reunion thing that they were, the album. I mean, that's awful.
It harkened to some real life stuff, and I like how Empire does this sometimes. They'll go back to something that happened in real life, and they'll say, like, this was Frank Ocean did that in a song,
Right.
And everybody was wondering what the lyrics meant.
That's right.
And then he was able to use that as a bridge to talk about it. And so now, hopefully, Empire will use this as a bridge to talk about that.
I think that's a good
And kind of
point.
like with Andre at the end, playing Russian roulette in the music studio.
We got to talk about Andre. Okay, I will tell you, when this show first started, and you're right, this show is up, down. It's so exciting every week. Can it get better? Where are they going to throw at this? It's fast moving.
Right.
Andre, the first episode, I said, he's sharp. That's a sharp brother. And you know what? He needs to run the company because he's got the business sense.
Right.
But girl, last night.
But see, here's the thing.
Andre, what happened?
Here's the thing. but most bipolar people, from my research, because
Okay.
I love the research, are highly intelligent people,
Right.
who just lack a way to control their emotions in a good way.
Right.
And he's not taking his medicine. He's not taking it correctly when he is taking it.
And he's drinking.
And the drinking is
Yes.
not helping it. He's self-medicating with the drinking.
Right.
So all this stuff is being thrown at him. What I want to occur from this is for people to have a real conversation about the same conversation they're having about Jamal. I want them to have about Andre and his mental illness.
That is another element.
Not that brother is crazy, but why is he that way, and what should his family be doing to look out for him?
I mean, these writers are great. We have
Yeah.
ALS, we have bipolar, we have Jamal being gay. I mean, it's just all the elements are there.
We have every human condition you can think of. We've got the burden of blackness.
we got jealousy.
We got the burden of whiteness. We got
right.
we got the burden of being young. We've got an Oedipal complex. We've got, oh my God, that line Cookie said about the woman's tongue. I can't even bring myself to repeat that.
Come on and repeat it.
I can't. She's like, girl, you made a good.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, in the
she
jail.
She took it back to the prison days.
She went there. But you know what?
That kind of made me uncomfortable a little bit, because I know she's in prison, but
she's an ex-con.
I don't need to know all that about Cookie's life.
A lot of personal. Cookie just let you know
I saw that
maybe that wasn't the first nookie she got in 17
I didn't
years.
need to watch that over and over. That was once was enough on that.
Okay, but wait a minute. Empire, I was sick this past week, so I watched a lot of TV, and I got to watch a lot of things over and over and over again. So I watched the Have and Have Nots over and over again, that last episode, the last two actually. Now suddenly we're going to give Candy a condition?
Well,
the mother said she was, okay.
I know, Candy, she's strong, she's spirited, and all of a sudden, now it's a lot of how she is because she was molested as a child, and she felt that mama did not leave right away, and that he left the mother. So now,
but now that she knows the truth, what's she gonna do with it?
But now I'm feeling a lot more compassion for Candace.
Not really, because she's still hijacking Jim and blackmailing him.
Well, Jim's not a perfect man either now.
No,
Jim's had a lot of affairs, a lot of kids out of wedlock.
Pa Kent has definitely gotten his share in. Pa Kent's just, my kid calls it a dip.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the have not rebounded, because at one point I was like, and it could be because of Empire, because I'm comparing it to Empire.
And you can't. They're different things. One is Dynasty, and one is Another World.
Girl, can we go to the slap right quick?
Yes, please. Because, honey, that slap, I can still feel it. Just see the little boy's eye. I don't want to laugh at it.
I know. It was, but okay, NBC, this is the part 2 of an 8-part miniseries, The Slap.
And it's coming on Thursday night. It comes on Thursday nights.
Okay. So he smacks little boy. No, he's over to the house apologizing because they've gotten the law involved in it. He tried to apologize. What is wrong with this man? Granted.
But what's wrong with the mama?
You're right.
She provoked him.
You're right. He tried to apologize. She said, no, you say you sorry, you mean it, and all this.
And then she started bringing other stuff into it.
Yeah.
You take that apology, no matter how your reaction is to it. You take that apology, and then you use that apology. If you're still going to go to the police, use that apology as part of what you're filing.
I agree. I could see him being frustrated. He went through there. He fell on his sword. Hey, it was wrong. Yeah, probably overreacted.
And then he felt like that they were, okay, you trying to make me pay for therapy now.
But did he have to throw that chair and crash up the furniture?
See, I got a feeling that he and Andre share some of the same traits.
He's got some anger management issues. Yeah, there's something with him.
And the voiceover talked about that. He's got some anger issues. So the slap is getting really, really deep. And we found out the girl was 18.
She's 18.
She's 18.
He's 40.
Is she texting him? Is she texting him?
I thought she texted him a text about.
She texted him like twice, and he didn't answer. He didn't answer, but then I saw toward the end of the show that he was texting her back. I am mad at him. I am hot to death with him. Unlike most of the Oscars was okay. I am hot to death at them. Ava DuVernay asked my people to stand down on their protest. To black people, let's don't protest tonight. Let's wait. Right. She did that, and they did stand down. And Viola and Lupita looked wonderful in all their natural hair
I'm
glory.
going to have to pull up my notes for this one because I took a couple of notes
You
on
want to
this
make
one.
sure we're talking about
I need to make sure. Let's talk about the gal Lupita's.
Right, we're going to talk about her gown.
Pearls. How did she sit down though? No, it was a beautiful gown. She looked good.
Carefully.
I know, but never mind. Sometimes it looks good, but then I kept going back to how is she going to sit down?
It looked really good against her skin, especially. She has the
beautiful
smooth.
against her skin.
I need to know what kind of shea butter she's using. Is it raw?
I mean,
is it ground? What's going on? Because her skin always looks so great.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful.
But that dress, the dress was beautiful, but I did want to.
Yeah.
But can I get to
I
a couple
bowled
other
over about a lot of the other dresses though, so we can just skip that. We said we were going to talk about dresses, but they didn't do it.
I did write down a couple notes, just some uncomfortable moments, some awkward moments.
Yeah, there were some awkward moments.
Speaking of Empire, Terrence Howard.
Well, bless his heart.
He announced the Best Picture Imitation Game.
Yeah.
But it was such a weird emotional moment. He gets up on the stage. I'm thinking he's acting a role. On Twitter, they're saying maybe the teleprompter went out on him.
I thought maybe either it went out or maybe he left his glasses and couldn't read it.
Girl, and then at one point,
And he tried to pull a cookie.
He did. But at one point, I heard when they had panned to the audience, because I think the moment got so uncomfortable, they panned to the audience. Then you hear all this microphone like he done fell into the microphone. And I was like, what is going on with Terrence Howard? Now, I know Empire's doing great, but we still need
I just figured maybe he was, well, you know he's been having personal issues, according to, and Lord knows I thought I'd never say this, but according to TMZ.
Well, you know TMZ's been on point.
That's true.
On a lot of stuff.
God,
other than Whitney Houston's daughter, I think she's still hanging on.
But TMZ said that the LAPD is investigating his wife for threatening Instagram posts to him and his wife. So maybe, you know.
He could be under some stress, but that was, well, I want to talk about another awkward moment. I love John Travolta. I love Grease. I love John. But what was up with all the face grabbing of Idina Menzel? I mean,
he's trying
to all over that. She was so uncomfortable.
That's because he's trying to be apologetic. Remember, I don't know if you remember when she sang in the Oscars last year, he mangled her name.
He mangled her name.
He killed it.
Yeah, but if you're not familiar with what happened last time, all of a sudden he's on her face and he's palming her face.
And her face looked as if she was gonna have to go wash it afterward. She was like frightened. It was a lot of uncomfortable moments. John Travolta also came up and put his arm around Scarlett Johansson and kissed her on the cheek.
Is that when he had his hand all up on her waist?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's pictures of that
and she was just like a statue.
She was very uncomfortable.
My thing is, these women need to learn. Just like, okay, what's that whole campaign they had? Hashtag ask her more, something like that. Quit asking me who I'm wearing or how I'm wearing.
Right.
Ask me how my next project is going.
Exactly.
Ask me something of
I love that
substance
hashtag.
on the carpet. And they also need to learn that you are something of substance. Somebody touches you that way, you know, swirl out of their way.
Right. Scarlett, she was just standing there. He's like hand all on her waist.
I know how to get out of the way. It's kind of like, I don't know, you ever watched the Boondocks? I got things for you to watch this week because I've been binge watching because I've been in the damn sick.
I have seen the Boondocks.
Nothing but me and the remote. Boondocks when Riley's defending R. Kelly. Not that I'm defending R. Kelly about anything. But Riley was defending. Riley was like, she saw P, she stayed. I saw P, I got out the way.
What?
Is that what he said? And when you think about it that way, it makes a lot of sense. Now think about that. Scarlett Johansson, he comes to you, he puts his arm around you in a familiar manner. Travolta does not have that much power anymore, honey.
What do you do? The camera, obviously, photographer, do you smack his hand away?
No, you don't smack his hand away. Travolta is known for his dance moves. You know what you do?
You cut a move on him?
No, right. You take his hand and you twirl around so that he has to dance.
There we go.
And then you're done.
You're good, girl.
Girl, honey, I've been getting out of situations like that a long time.
I can tell.
And they need to learn too. Okay, what about here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? All we got is cold, more cold, snow, ice, thunder sleet. They called it thunder sleet.
But girl, on our front page, today's Thursday edition, Look at that sad little snowman. Okay, now let me set this up. I'm from Ohio.
I know.
It's almost, I mean, he got sticks and debris in him where they done rolled it around trying to get enough snow goblin. But you know,
It's probably made of dirt because you know they can't even grow grass here. It's probably made of dirt and they pack snow around
but
it.
you know what? People say,
No
like,
shade.
I don't like driving on ice. People say, why you don't like, because I learned how to drive on the ice,
Yeah,
but you know,
y'all don't know.
right, y'all don't know, and you have to realize they don't have all the equipment that they have in Ohio. I mean, they buy equipment by the time.
And we borrow equipment.
I know.
And we're trying a new salt mixture every year because we can't quite get it right.
I know.
Well, the first thing you need to do, City of Dallas, is to fix the roadways in such a way so that they're decent roadways to begin with.
That is a good point.
And then once they're decent roadways to begin with, City of Dallas, you then when you put the mixture on them, you won't have 18-wheelers hanging off the side of the overpass.
That is true.
Or people flipping their cars like crazy. And
That's true.
people of Dallas, when they tell you to stay yourself in the house, stay in the house. People of Dallas.
Or slow down if you're going to be out there.
Right. Don't be driving 80 still. It's
Right.
because you're taking my life into your hands. You already play bumper cars when it's raining.
But you know, I think we're past
yeah.
the bad weather. I think we could, this weekend maybe this weekend.
They say there's been snow in several parts today.
Yeah, flurries.
There's snow tomorrow. Yeah, flurries because it hadn't been real. I mean, I lived in Northern Virginia, which is as far north as I'm ever going to live. And I remember watching snow just pile up outside my French doors one day. It was like half of my body height.
I walked to school in blizzards.
And so I understand why people look at us and laugh, but I also understand you have bus drivers here who are not used to driving in this stuff. Don't put my child on that bus.
That's true too. But they closed schools for a couple days, so
But then the day they opened schools back up, it was sleeting, like heavy sleet that morning when I put my child on the bus. And I understand that I do understand that big school districts have to weigh, especially ones like ours where 90% of the kids fall below the poverty line. You have to weigh the safety of the children.
Right.
You've probably got children who the only meals they get are from school.
Right.
And the only heat they get are at school. So you have to weigh those things.
Right.
And you've got to serve your bigger population. So I understand that, and I'm cool with that.
Enough about that.
Yeah, I know.
I did want to get back to Empire before
I know we
we
always talk about because Empire is the
Can we talk about? Okay, I did watch the previews.
You did, yeah.
For next week that they show at the end of the show.
Because there's only 3 more.
I know, and I'm so sad about that.
Yeah.
And I wonder how long of a break they're going to take.
We'll always have reruns.
We will, but man, I'm kind of sad about it. It just went so fast. But let's talk about these previews because I watched them 3 or 4 times just because they were really fast. There's so much going on. They were fast.
They had to pause and
No, we know Anika's going to visit. I don't know the character's name, but
Judd Nelson
plays.
Judd Nelson 2.0. Let's call him Judd Nelson 2.0.
What is that child thinking? She's in the boardroom with the talent in there.
Because she's trying to get hers. She sees now that Lucius's undying love ain't really that. The only person he loves is himself and his company. Right. I don't even think that man loves his children.
I have to wonder after watching yesterday's episode.
Yeah, I think he just loves, and she has finally come to that conclusion.
But did you see when Cookie and Portia come running up and down talking about, hold up, Lucius.
This is what she's doing, yeah.
And then at the end when they showed all the, Lucius and then the Judd Nelson 2.0 coming in here, all the guns drawn.
Oh, and Empire Writers, I see you. That ALS comment they made the man in the wheelchair, and he said that Stephen Hawking has a rare type of ALS that left him mobile, left him paralyzed, but his mind is completely sharp.
I saw that, but wait a minute.
Don't try to back us up out of ALS with that, because remember you said rare.
But it can maybe it has a different reaction. Like maybe it'll be very slow, where they can at least take him through about 3 or 4 more seasons.
I'm peeping, y'all.
All right, girl.
But honey, okay, I was watching because you're gonna watch Gotham before it's over.
I will check it out.
Honey, the Blacktresses are taking over. You got Jada Pinkett Smith on Gotham as Fish Mooney.
Is Gotham really good? Yeah,
Oh, it doesn't matter. Fish Mooney's on it.
Okay.
Just fast. When you don't
I'm
see
going
Fish
to watch
Mooney,
it.
don't watch. When you do see Fish Mooney, watch.
Wait a minute now.
I'm just saying. And then you got a girl on Sleepy Hollow. And Sleepy Hollow, you don't have to be caught up because you know what? None of it makes sense. It won't make sense if you go back
So I
and
can
watch.
just start watching it.
Yeah, because it won't make sense if you watch episode 1, season 1. It doesn't make sense to me, and I have never missed an episode. But it's great.
Maybe after Empire
But it's so much
concludes
fun.
in 3 weeks,
Then you can binge watch.
then I probably can watch other things.
We might
Right
have to,
now,
we might have to get some
I'm zeroed
popcorn
in.
and yeah, I'm binge watching everything. Vampire Diaries, the originals. That's what we call it in our house. You can't say it, the originals. You know, anything with vampires.
Can I give a shout out to the Little Women show?
And Mike Tyson Mysteries.
Whoa. Back up. What'd you say?
It's an animated show.
I saw that on Twitter. I thought somebody was playing around.
Girl, no, it's awesome. It's an animated show. Mike Tyson does his own voice work, right? And you know he can't enunciate very well. He's working
I'm gonna
on
have
it.
to watch this. I thought somebody was joking around on
No.
Twitter.
It's absolutely awesome. I watched about 5 episodes nonstop, and I finally turned the 5th one off halfway through because I just couldn't take it anymore. Because my side was hurting from being sick.
I will watch some of your stuff. I'll watch
okay.
Gotham, Mike Tyson.
Tyson Mysteries. Okay.
Can you watch Little Women? And
okay.
I love that show. It is on Lifetime. It comes on Wednesdays. I think it comes on 8 o'clock. I tape it.
Okay.
But it's such a good show.
Okay, as long as I don't have to watch Preachers of Detroit, I'm down.
Oh, we won't be watching
Okay, we won't be
watching. All right, girl. We set.
We set. All right, back to work. Talk to you next time.
All right, girl.
All right, bye.